Hi, my name is Alex Muller, and today I will be telling you all about how genetic engineering research should be advanced. I think everyone agrees that diseases should be eradicated from this planet. If you think otherwise, then I don't know what's wrong with you. What if I told you there is a way we can remove a lot of diseases from this planet? Well, there is one, and it is called genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is extremely important because it is the future of human evolution, and it could very well happen within our lifetimes. I am a credible speaker because not only have I done extensive research on the topic, I also wrote a research paper about it for my anthropology class. I believe that everyone should support genetic engineering research because it could eradicate diseases and advance our technology. Today, I will begin by explaining how genetic engineering could help solve a lot of issues such as diseases and global warming. Then I will talk about why there is such a negative stigma behind it. And lastly, I will describe how we could all help research in this field. Genetic engineering in humans could help eradicate diseases, while in plants it could help reduce carbon dioxide emissions. There are plenty of diseases that people have a higher chance of getting, simply because they have a family history of it. Some examples are diabetes and cancer. There are also diseases that are fully hereditary, such as sickle cell anemia and Huntington's disease. In the near future, scientists could do a procedure called gene editing, where they could remove or express genes to attempt to remove the likelihood of someone's offspring obtaining the disease. Genetic engineering has been done on plants for years now. These are called GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs are made to be more nutritious, less costly, longer lasting, and don't require pesticides. Not only this, but they also reduce carbon dioxide emissions. According to US Sustainability, had biotech crops not been grown in 2015, for example, an additional 26.7 billion kilograms of carbon dioxide would have been emitted into the atmosphere, which is the equivalent of adding 11.9 million cars to the roads. Both of these are major reasons why genetic engineering technology research should be pushed forward. These two examples are only a few of many issues that could be solved with genetic engineering. Gene modifications would not only create solutions to problems we have, but also push our society forward in many ways. Now that I've told you all about reasons why genetic engineering research is extremely important, I will now talk about why there is such a negative stigma regarding the topic. A lot of people think that genetically modifying plants or humans is not natural, and therefore should not be done. A lot of backlash on GMOs are solely based on misinformation and suspicion. There are no known negative health risks from consuming GMOs, yet people insist there are. Even Non-GMO Project, an organization that aims to help fresh produce become non-GMO, admits that the safety of GMOs is unknown. On the other hand, people are extremely afraid of genetically modifying humans. A lot of their concerns are valid because there is a big debate on the ethics of doing so, obviously. Would it be fair to choose what traits a baby has without it being their choice? Is it fair for some people to have an advantage in life the second they are born? These are questions that will be continued to be asked with the advance in technology of genetic engineering. The fact is, for now, we could use genetic engineering for reducing the chances of diseases, rather than designing our babies. For these reasons, the research of genetic engineering is being stunted. If less people support it, then of course there will be less funding funneling into the research. It is important to consider the ethics of genetic engineering in humans, but it's even more important to advance the research of it. We should put our questions on whether it is ethical or not aside until we get to the point where efficient genetic modifications are available. Now that I've told you about the pushbacks on genetic engineering research by the people, I will now inform you on how you can help. Anyone can easily support genetic engineering by raising awareness or donating. It is important to further our understanding of genetic engineering before we can make assumptions about it. Increasing research in genetic engineering could advance our technology and medicine immensely. There are already projects being conducted where they alter DNA and proteins in order for the body to accept the drug more efficiently and effectively. More research in genetically modifying plants could also make food even less costly, which would make it easier for the poor people to afford it. The easiest way to get rid of negative stigma around GMOs is telling people close to you about it. You could do this in many ways. One example is by being direct about it. You could create conversation with someone, such as your parents, by telling them how not only are there known health risks by consuming GMOs, but GMO production also helps the environment. You could also encourage your family to buy GMO products in the grocery store. This probably would not be difficult because not only are GMOs everywhere, but they're also cheap. Another action you could take is to go on icgeb.org and provide a donation. This organization, called the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology, focuses on projects and research for genetic engineering. This allows you to support the cause directly with only a few clicks and a couple dollars. These scientists are in a great need of donations because of the little funding they receive from their governments. Now, I believe that everyone should support genetic engineering research because it could eradicate diseases, advance our technology, and solve many issues. Today, I told you all about why genetic research is important because it could solve a lot of problems our world has. Then I talked about why there is negative stigma around genetic engineering. And lastly, I told you how all of you could help by making just a small donation. So remember, if you want the future to be disease-free for your children and grandchildren, support research in genetic engineering. Thank you.